Do not turn. Bring your shoulder back. Come on, Danielle. Just give me that turn again, please. Okay, lovely. Thank you. Just a shoot.
I'm sure anyone who's familiar with your work will say there's always kind of a gritty, earthy, rowdy character, slightly scary, very sexy. But yeah, you're made it very well.
Thank you.
Seriously, as I said to some of the other cast members, I mean, getting the accent right, the whole feeling of Dublin right, and the complex character that you did have, the little details kind of informed what we saw on screen, what we will see on screen.
Yeah, it was an intimidating thing to take on an Irishman when you were surrounded by the predominantly Irish cast, and you're a proud bunch of people, and with a very strong national identity. It's intimidating, but we had an amazing dialect coach, and we had an amazing team, and the team's scripts, as we all said, are just so strong. We had support. Our amazing costume designer tied a military medal in a pocket. You never know, but it was like a little nod to Rafferty's military past, and that can give you a sense of everyone contributing to this amazing collective effort. And in Stephen's scripts, he's a kind of playwright writing for cinema. He writes these long scenes between two actors, which most writers are afraid of because they want explosions and sex scenes and whatever. And he just sits and lets the characters smolder, and we get to sit in those amazing scenes with his amazing words. Yeah, it was a privilege.
I love that we have the same surname.
Yes!
I'm going to text you when I'm back and do dinner.
And now it's time to meet some of the people you're most waiting for. Please give a huge Dublin welcome to the creator of this epic drama you're about to see, Mr. Stephen Knight. All right, senior background, Anthony Boyle. Stephen, first I'm going to go to you with a very important question, I think, one that everybody wants to know. Can you split the G after so many years of doing this?
My kids can.
Oh.
It's a mystery to me because when I was drinking Guinness when I was younger, it was not a mystery. And now it's so trendy and so good. And it sort of seems to have coincided with work on this thing. And so, no, I've never split the Q, but lots of people do that.
That's very not for me. This story is an epic, I suppose, slice of Irish life. It's something that everyone in the world will know when it comes to Ireland. Guinness means Ireland means storytelling means the likes of Oscar Wilde, George Bernard Shaw. It's a big ask, really, to kind of come into that field here in Dublin, in the home of Guinness, right in the house of Guinness, as someone not from Ireland. I mean, did you feel that pressure to honour the story?
I think if you start to think about things in those terms, you'll never get anything done. You have to just do it. And this is a fantastic story. It's a drama that I came across as a consequence of just skimming the history. It's so compelling. These people, this family, they're sort of drawn towards respectability, and at the same time, on the same day, an hour later, they'll do something really crazy and weird that will take them in a different direction. It's just like finding a story like this is an absolute gift, and it's sort of, I don't know, I've got roots from all over the place, and it's not a question, I don't think, of this being necessarily singularly an Irish story, it's a universal story.
A universal story about family and, of course, the relationships within that.
Yeah, and family is the thing that seems increasingly family is the thing that this is about, but it's also about individuals who to escape the destiny that their father gave. Like when it's read, when it's decided that this is what we're going to do with their lives, they sort of do it, but they rebel against it.
Yeah. So it's one of the biggest bombs that's exploded in Europe, UK, Arthur Guinness Anthony. What was it like stepping into that particular role with all the history and expectation behind it?
Yeah, it was great crack. I've been putting the majority of my wages into the Guinness company since I was about 18, so it was about time they paid me for something, to be honest with you. I loved it, I thought it was great, I love Stephen's work, I love everything he's ever done. So when I got the call that they wanted me to be in this, I was just over the moon, and I love growing a moustache.
Not beard.
Not the beard, no. I just see hair on it. I can grow a beard, I think it's
but of course, it's an epic role and it's committing something with such a complex cast and a complex story. It really stretches the abilities of any actor, I suppose, learning how to do that and being involved in the history of it, and of course, doing that in more contemporary fashion, which we see through the soundtrack and everything else. It does see that now feeling to it.
Yeah, he's got a love of music. We've got so much good, like sort of modern Irish bands in it, and it really brings it from that sort of stuffy kind of period drama thing, which you don't want it to be, into a real modern, sort of exciting, sexy show.
And I'm sure you're particularly happy with one song I think we have is a particular favorite. Is there somewhere? Louis Partridge. You play Edward, of course. Edward Guinness, I suppose, gets the shock of his life, as you'll all see very, very on in the first episode. And I didn't realise that this character, this person, was so young when all this responsibility thrust upon him.
Yeah, so young. That was a part of my thinking when approaching this. Just I wonder what sort of the adolescence period would have looked like to somebody at that time. And the working conclusion I came to is that you didn't really have one. You were a kid, and then as soon as you could work, you worked. And I think Edward takes on the mantle because that's what he knew he was going to do. And I think he really feels great pride in it. And I think it's kind of his life, for better or for worse, as you find out. But I enjoy playing somebody truly ambitious, who takes it on and wants things to be right. It's quite different to me and to other parts I've played before. So I enjoy getting into some of that.
Because old-fashioned storytelling, I think, at its best, because of all the bells and whistles, all the aesthetics that we see nowadays. It's just wonderfully done now. We go around passing it over to the lovely Danielle now, because this lovely lady, I will tell you, explodes onto the screen and gives you a literal punch in the guts. As they would say in my neck of the woods in Cork, which the accent you did as well, might I add for a job, you're a bit of a doxy in this. Yeah.
I don't think
The
highest compliment from Boyle. Thank you very much.
So your character is absolutely hilarious. As I said, a bit bold, a bit vulnerable as well, a bit flawed, but I mean the dynamic between you and your on-screen husband and others who will remain in this moment is quite something. How did you prepare? Were you expecting that amount of on-screen chemistry?
No, not at all. I think that I loved initially reading Lydia, Steve Ryan is so amazing, and I think he captures a real sense of Irish lyricism for the screen, which is always amazing to get your mind around. I think that what surprised me as the scripts were coming through was that as we see Lily's entrance is very ballsy, she's very ambitious, very tenacious, very much has an unshakable sense of self-worth that I cannot relate to. But what surprised me most was where the story started to go and the depth of human experience that she had to explore. And she represents a journey that a lot of Irish women have to make over the years, and that is something that is very important to me. And I felt it was very a pressure, but also a privilege to be able to tell that story. And I just hope that women who resonate with that story feel seen and taken care of.
Indeed, as it was said in the 1800s, but I think anyone can relate to many of the stories that we weave through this beautiful, beautiful piece, and absolutely astoundingly done. You can tell I'm a fan actually. As I said in the last room, I binge watched the entire thing and wouldn't go over. I was exhausted. I slept in for around 10 the next morning. I got to work at 4 a.m. by the way. Now, Niamh McCormack. Lovely girl. And you play quite a strong Dublin character. I have known you since you were sitting in a makeup chair in your mother's old shop, swinging your legs, saying, I want to be an actor someday. And you were in this massive story, this Dublin story. What does that feel like?
It was pretty incredible. I'm not gonna lie. I had my college showcase here. I studied around the corner in Bow Street, and this is where I got my first agent, so it feels like a full circle moment for me.
A very, very strong Irish woman. I think women of that time in Ireland probably weren't given as much note in history or voice as much in history, but you really smashed that out of the park this time, I think. Research-wise, immersing yourself in the role, how was that?
I mean, I found out towards the end of the film that I am a direct descendant of the IRB. My great-granddad was a first lieutenant of the Irish Republican Brotherhood. So it was pretty organic for me to bring to life. But yeah, I felt an immense pressure, especially being from Dublin myself. And I think Ellen represents hundreds of women who have been written out of history because they didn't have the status or the wealth to be remembered. And I hope this character does that job.
I have to say, whatever the story, the narrative, the beauty of the shots in the shop is amazing. I saw a little bit too much of some people, I'm not gonna lie. There's some of the face ever again. I won't tell you chef story so you keep watching. But I have to say thank you all so much for creating such beautiful, beautiful art. And just of course a reminder, you're one of the lucky few who are getting to see this before the rest of the world on the 25th. So please turn on your mobile and you can whatever resolve this to get absolutely great for all of you. Now, Fionn and Shea, you made me feel really old earlier on today because you pointed out it's been decades since I met you last, which is fantastic. Now you're positively ancient, but you are not ancient in this series. You are the baby of the Guinness family. You have a very vulnerable character, a very layered character, and wounding in a way. What was it like stepping into that particular role and having that, I suppose, vulnerability to stay on screen?
Yeah, I think that Stephen's written these brilliant characters that are like can challenge you in ways you haven't been challenged before, and I felt similar to the way that it was so different from anything I've done before, which was so exciting and so terrifying in a different way. I was just going on second, like I wasn't sure my hand in puberty yet, so it's nice to have a head as for myself. I loved it. It was such a joy working with such an amazing script and with people we love.
Beautiful script.
Hi, I'm Karen. I'm Joint Managing Director of Kilos, and I'm thrilled to share with you this evening the very first glimpse of a series that's been years in the making. A story steeped in history, ambition, and the rich, complex world of brewing. House of Guinness explores the legacy, power, and the personal cost of creating something that endures. Fittingly, the process of making this show has mirrored the craft of brewing itself. It takes time, the right ingredients, care, and just a touch of alchemy. It began, as many great brews do, with a spark, a fabulous idea brought to us by Ivana Lowell, a family member herself of the Guinness
I'm very brave of you to bring the Dublin crowds.
Hi everyone, I'm on behalf of Netflix, a warm and incredibly excited welcome to this special screening of episodes 1 and 2 of the stunning House of Guinness, ahead of its launch on Thursday. The thrill of a Stephen Knight script is it's like discovering a great book you've somehow never read. And he's just a modern storyteller to me like no other.
Amazing series. I'm sure you're all as excited as I am for this to be going global on the 25th of this month. I don't know about you, I arrived in Dublin just over 30 years ago. I lived around the corner from St. James's Gate, and I wake up in the morning with the smell of hops in the air. And I think that's the smell that anyone who's lived in Dublin will know. It's in our bones, it's in the DNA of this capital city that we live in. And I think the story of that to be brought to life is utterly, utterly amazing. But I think what you're about to experience as well is something very important, a touch of the history behind it, and a snapshot of the times as well. The characters, the cast, expertly portraying what it was like in a very difficult period during the creation.
All the lads that I met, remember I interviewed them recently. They're
On
most down-to-earth people.
On the Christie premiere, yeah.
There's no ego like that.
Yeah.
They're just so lovely.
Yeah. I actually went to school with
secondary queue for a waiting list for tickets, snaking all the way around